Hi, my name is Bee. Welcome to my channel, Mama Needs to Read Romance, and talk to you all about Stepback number 84. I'm in my Summer of Stepbacks countdown. We are up at the top of my backyard today because my backyard has a top for some weird reason to show you. Please don't be mad at me. It is Lisa Kleypas's Someone to Watch Over Me. Let me explain. Some of you may be a little alarmed at the fact that this is so low in my rating. There's a reason, and I agonized long and hard over this. In terms of a step back, it is still good, but not the best in terms of just looking at it as a step back. I love this as well as 4 other books that I have in my collection that are very similar to this. Initially, I had this as well as 4 other books that are all very similar, all in the top 10. And I thought, well, this leaves out a lot of incredible step backs. And it was almost a disappointment, really, that it was knocking so many others out, especially when you consider that this step back, while good in and of itself, is not super amazing. It's still beautiful. It still deserves to be in the top 100, but there are more step backs that I feel are stronger than this one. What this book does do, and what the other 4 that I'm going to show you do, they bring together the cover and the step back seamlessly. If we were going to do a top 10 for books that are perfection in terms of cover and step back together, this one, as well as the other ones I'm going to show you, would absolutely make the top 10. But since this is about the step backs of summer, I'm focusing primarily on the step back rather than how well the cover and step back go together. I could go back and forth on this. You could agree or disagree, and I would totally understand. So I hope that people aren't too sad to know that this is already being shown in the countdown. So let's talk about Someone to Watch Over Me. We're first going to go crazy over this gorgeous book. I got this for 10 cents, by the way, at a library sale. It had never been opened before. The spine is untouched, so I actually get nervous even opening it, but we see some gorgeous lilies. Is it lilies? On the cover. If I'm wrong, correct me. I know you will, and I'm very thankful. This, by the way, I would have called die cutting, but apparently die cutting is where you have a shape within the center of a book, I learned. This is actually referred to as laser cutting. We see the flowers, by the way, in the garden are matching the flowers on the cover. How insanely gorgeous. And we see that same gentleman from another step back, same model. I will put his name on the bottom. We're again going to be seeing this model an awful lot. Look at the drama in this, the muscles, the clothing, and how it's draped. It's revealing an awful lot. It's such a perfect clinch cover, except it's a step back, of course. The way that they're amorously embracing one another. They are so deeply in the moment. You can tell the passion they feel for one another. The garden in and of itself is beautiful as well. And if you look off in the distance, you can see what appears to be a cottage. This is our first cottage of any of the books that we've seen in Stepbacks of Summer. This is a story of amnesia. This woman is rescued from the Thames. She has amnesia. He's apparently quite the playboy, but upon catching her, he discovers that she has captured his heart. He wants to find out her secret and win her heart for himself in this beautiful story. This, by the way, is book 1 in the Bow Street Runners series. Now let's talk about the other 4 books. I couldn't pass this opportunity up to show you 4 other books that are similarly designed, and as a whole, again, as I said, if I'm doing cover and step back, these would all be in the top 10. Here is Dreaming of You. This book contains everybody's favorite hero in historical romance, Derek Craven. I have not read this book yet. It's book 2 of the Gamblers of Craven's series. I've heard nothing but good things. It was very hard to get this, but I wound up getting it for 50 cents. But it took me a while to find this copy. Dogs. Again, we have the laser cutting going around the outside. We have gold foiling on the ribbon, because here's a bow. Can you see that? I love that. And of course, the raised lettering and the foiling there, as well as a beautiful pillow with flowers on top. Then we get to this gorgeous step back. See, now I'm starting to question. They're all so similar and they all have so much to offer. You can see why these were all in my top 10 initially. And then I thought, well, it's still beautiful. But again, we have a couple embracing in a garden. So I'm trying to diversify and not just do tons of couples in gardens. We're doing all kinds of things you'll see in this 100 Stepbacks of Summer. I adore this painting. I love the look, the vibe. I'm not loving the light blue border. I don't see how it goes with any of the colors at all. but I love the way that he looks like he's about to devour her. Here's Capitol Theater #1, Somewhere I'll Find You. We see some beautiful doily action. All the lettering is raised, by the way. We do have some foiling. These flowers are raised as well. I love how gorgeous they are. We see, again, laser cutting on the side that leads us into this beautiful step back. I've seen this one left, right, and sideways on Instagram during Step Back Saturdays. A lot of the ones that I've seen, though, they actually have the whole thing, whereas mine is cut off due to the cover. I still love this. I love how the wind is blowing the ribbon of her dress, the flowers in the foreground which match the flowers of the cover. We again see a beautiful clinch, what would be cover. They're about to kiss and I'm here for it. It's beautiful. If you look in the background, you can see a giant manor house. I love the English countryside that we can see in the background. It's lovely. And the clouds and blue sky are lovely too. I think the clouds complement her dress very nicely. Lisa Kleypas's Stranger in My Arms brings us similar gorgeousness as the rest of these books. We see a gold covered cover and again the laser cutting that offsets the beautiful ribbon and the bouquet of flowers. I love the raised lettering here set against the gold. We open it to discover another couple embracing in a garden. It's lovely. Look at that gown. I would buy that gown right now on Amazon. I might have to look for that actually. I want a nice cute summer dress to wear. Love it. And I love the flowers. I love how he's holding her. Again, we're about to see a beautiful kiss. I also love the home in the background. I believe it's a home. And our last glimpse of gorgeousness for today is Where Dreams Begin, another standalone by Lisa Kleypas. Look at these gorgeous flowers. And again, we see laser cutting right around the flowers towards the bottom. I love this. We also get the same flowers on the spine before opening to the scene containing more gorgeous flowers of the same sort and other kinds as well. Another couple embracing in a garden or a field of flowers. It's just heavenly. I enjoy this so much. But again, it's sort of basic. They're clutching one another. We see a very simple white gown and another gentleman wearing those black slacks with no shirt. A very popular outfit in Stepbacks, as I'm learning. Do you see why I was so nervous about this video? It just felt like this was the right place to put these, but I'm gonna probably question this all summer long. If you need to rip me to shreds for my choice, I understand. But hopefully you get a sense of why they're here. They're just beautiful, and I love how the covers and Stepbacks work together to give us such incredible glimpses into the love that these characters experience in the books. Makes me want to read all of these. I can't believe I've never read any of these, despite the fact that I'm such a Lisa Kleypas fan. Hashtag goals. Join us again tomorrow for a book that contains some magic. If you have a prediction, leave it in the comments below. I'll give you a hint. That was a really good hint. Cami and I hope that you're doing well. Until next time, thanks so much. Take care. Bye. Right, Cami? Right?